Dr. Sivanagi Reddy has traveled exclusively all over the world over the last 35 years. He's an active member when it comes to art, culture, literature and sculpture. Dr. Sivanagi Reddy obtained his PhD from the University of Hyderabad, graduated an MBA from MS University and MTM from MK University of Tamil Nadu. He is on the advisory board of the Salar Jung Museum, Hyderabad. He is also a member of the Amaravati Heritage City, a project of the Ministry of Urban Development, Heritage City Division, Government of India. Dr. Sivanagi Reddy has also spoken at a couple of events of the Tamil heritage. He once gave a fantastic talk on the Buddhist heritage of Amaravati. He also, at our last Indology festival in 2022, he also gave an excellent lecture on the Kakatiyas. So, Dr. Sivanagi Reddy, welcome you.
Vanakkam. Good afternoon to all of you. First and foremost, my profound thanks to Tamil Heritage Trust, which has been doing lot of service to uphold our culture. Thanks again to Tamil Heritage Trust. Many people associated with that trust. And I also thank Kishorji for giving a little introduction on myself. And me, I will also take 2 more minutes from you that I have connection with the wonderful city of Chennai. Vastu Vijnani Sri V. Ganapati Stapatayar is my guru. Salutes to him. He was staying in Injambakam. He was former principal of Mahabalipuram Silpa Kalluri, and I was his student. It is a great privilege for me that when I was studying at Tirupati, he uses to come voluntarily on his own weekends to Tirupati and train us. So you see, such a great real guru. He spent his own money. He said that Mahabalipuram school is on a very high level. Tirupati is trailing behind. Why? 2 schools should always be equal. That was his motto. He is a real guru, Vastu Vijnani. He also conferred me for his little bit of service that I did by way of transplanting temples. It's a very great challenge for all of us that temples were threatened for submergence in the Srisailam hydroelectric project reservoir. 102 villages were threatened for submergence and temples were left as it is. And there was a wonderful cause for safeguarding salvage archaeological operations, and when we wanted to shift them to higher contour, we took the advice of Ganapati Stapatayar, such a great personality. By the time he built this Nungambakam Valluvar then another guru which I was bestowed with the blessings was Stapati S.K. Achari, Karupaya Achari, who again was a remarkable Stapati from this part of the country who built Vivekananda Rock Memorial. And my guru, I wanted to again cherish my memory forever, is that he is responsible for the closer statue of Tiruvalluvar. What a wonderful contribution. Men may come and men may go, like how Robert Brooks has told. Similarly, the Tamil Nadu has a hoary past and glorious past that has given to the land of India the Silpi Parampara, wonderful Parampara they have given without any break in between, a long line of continuity right from Salvankuppan temple from 4th century AD onwards till now our Tiruvalluvar statue. What a wonderful continuity. We do not have that continuity in Andhra, in other parts of the country, because there is no patronage. Yes, here was also no patronage, but the Silpins, they stood for a cause and continued their trade. So, I salute to the Silpins of Tamil Nadu who have given me this education, though I do not belong to the Vishwakarma community. My salutes to Vishwakarma community. Thank you. Now, coming to this thing. Again, I want to salute the Tamil Heritage Trust, followed by Ma'am Chitra Madhavanji. It happened accidentally that I saw in the newspapers, which was posted by somebody a few years back, wonderfully crafted, neatly presented, crisp, and what we call is like a platinum writing, I say, was read on the temples of Kanchi, the temples of the Cholas, etc. I just read like any other book we read, na? But there was an imprint in my mind, Chitra Madhavanji. It was actually a chance discovery for me. Oh, there were people still continuing, like as we remember Pallavas, Meenakshi, ma'am, will remember as well. Similarly, R. Nagaswamiji, many people, K.R. Srinivasan, P.R. Srinivasan, what a wonderful galaxy of scholars that this land has produced. And I became fan of ma'am long ago. Then she has also obliged our request to deliver a talk for Pleach India series, for which I am the CEO. Like that, what happened was, in the very morning, she paved the way for all of us to understand the lecture succeeding to her in a very easy manner. Her lecture was so nice, followed by Shankar Narayanji. What I can say, there is no, I think he has no the word of punctuation in the dictionary. Continuity, in continuity, parampara bolte na wo, parampara, shara parampara. Like that, he also spoke very nice. Thank you. Now, I have the very beginning is that Vijayanagara architecture, not that much easy to say. Many scholars have worked upon it. Hampi Resurgence Project has given plethora of information on understanding Vijayanagara architecture. Earlier, only textual monuments, sites, etc. to a limited extent up to 1981. Since 1981 till 2005, lot of what you call excavations were carried on, research were multiplied, and finally we now have got the updated information on the journey of the Vijayanagara temple architecture. I am minusing the defense architecture, minusing the other secular architecture, because you all are well informed. Even this, you are all well informed. Given a chance, that a wonderful chance for me just to give glimpse of Vijayanagara architecture here only, because within short span of time I cannot do justice. Please, I sincerely apologize if I will definitely miss. If not, I will definitely miss. Please don't take to heart that what has been missed by me in course of my presentation. Just a glimpse. Yes, the beginnings, again the mature phase, and then a phase which there was a lull in temple construction, but continued in its own lesser dimension. All these three things I will tell. Yes, now I would again like to draw your kind attention to that. Yes, there was a long continuity of construction of temples in India, particularly in South India, which began during the Satavahana times in 1st century A.D. Though the medium was confined only to brick, you can also see many number of temples at Nagarjuna-konda, then at Salvankuppam, all are brick, using occasionally some stone, etc. But the real journey began by the Pallavas, and again it was accelerated by the Cholas. Further, again what we call magnificent temples were built during the Pandyas. Yes, this was the journey. These were actually the destinations reached by the former dynasties and defined what temple architecture is. On that premise, the Vijayanagara temple architecture has taken a new avatar. Yes, it is a new avatar. Why? Because it really did not continue the former traits of the temple architecture of either the Cholas or the Hoysalas or any other contemporaries of the Kakatiyas. Not, but one or two elements could be seen. In case of Vidyasankara Swami temple at Sringeri, we can see little bit of what we call continuity in its own way of the Hoysala architecture and art. That is the only one example. But on the other hand, when compared to the temples of the Vijayanagara in Tamil Nadu, what we see is that Cholas, continuity of the Chola architecture, but redefined the Chola architecture in their own way. and they have excelled in construction of the Raya Gopuras. For the first time, the Gopura, Dwara Gopura, there are Gopuras, no? Seven, for all the seven prakaras, we have seven Gopuras, and they have their own names, etc. But the Raya Gopuras with grandeur, decorated, decked with a huge number of thousands of sculptures and artistic motifs on the, what we call on the front side, two sides and back side, what not. Every inch of the superstructure or up to the superstructure was decked or embellished with the sculpture. That is, whether it is on stone up to the roof level or in what we call Sudha, lime on the superstructure. Vijayanagara architecture excels its own. There is no other of its kind in entire Indian context. For that reason, let us spend at least half an hour to know the journey, the pathway of the Vijayanagar architecture, beginning with the Hampi Vijayanagara. Yes, morning also ma'am told that this is the only one dynasty that was named after a place, a dynasty, a city, like that. Na? Yes, we also have earlier, but one smaller dynasties like that, Sri Parvata Vijayapuri was a name, but Vijayapuri, that is the city of the victory, was earlier in 3rd century, it was named for Nagarjunakonda area. After that also, Badami Chalukyas, which the dynasty began from Badami, was named after Badami Chalukyas, and another branch from Vengi, named after Vengi Chalukyas. Like that, the dynasty name, the dynastic name comes from the place that was in vogue, but it has got the 3, 4, 5 characteristics of its own to be called and justified as Vijayanagara. Yes, now I will begin with please. And not I am going to read now. Yes, that continuity of temple construction halted at one point of time. That is, the onslaught of the enemies to South India was badly resulted into halt, what we call stand still of temple construction. The sculptors have left their tools aside, quite calmly looking at what is happening. The patterns of no money, they are again charging themselves how to fight with the enemies. That was the scenario. It really continued for more than 50 years, half a century. There was no activity of temple constructions except maintaining the existing temples. And we should also remember one point that sage Vidyaranya, yes, he has given an instruction to Harihara and Bukka that, my dear fellows, please uphold the Vedic tradition by continuing the patronage of the existing temples, by renovating Jirnodharana of the temples which demand repairs immediately, and then move to construct new temples. These are the 3 important points that the sage has given, and they were scrupulously followed by the rulers of the Vijayanagara right from the beginning till to the end. Yes, at Vijayanagara, I am not going to read all these things because these are many, etc. Just for what we call is for my own many number of temples, not only in Karnataka where the dynasty began, no. And it slowly began like a kingdom. That kingdom became a vast empire, right from what we have seen in the maps of Mam and Shankar Narayanji. Thing is that, yes, the vast expanse of the empire is studded with the temples, gopuras, prakaras, mandapas. Mandapas, do you know? More than 20 varieties of mandapas have come. Chandana Mandapa. Do you know that where Chandana was actually made ready to offer to the god is Chandana? Havana Mandapa, Snapana Mandapa, Nirali Mandapa, Agra Mandapa, then Unjala Mandapa. Varieties of mandapas came into existence for the first time because of the increasing number of rituals as prescribed by the increasing number of agamas. Yes, here also we should understand that when the Silpa Sastras end, the agamas begin. When the Silpin moves out of the campus, the priest enters into the campus, then actually the rituals continue, the temples flourish, the Indian culture really continued to be practiced by almost all the people. Without temples, no Indian culture. Yes, it is a fact. Now, I will straight away come to the points. You also know that prakaras, earlier we have prakaras. But afterwards what happened was 7 prakaras, half course in the late last phase of the Vijayanagara during the Nayaka period, etc. Similarly, huge mandapas, Ayrakkal Mandapam. We also have a temple known at Veyi Stambala Gudi, 1000 pillar temple in Warangal. There are no 1000 temples, it is just exaggeration. There are 369 pillars only. Again, Ayrakkal Mandapam at Tirumalai. No 1000 temples, there are only 703 pillars only. After that, here in Tamil Nadu, Ayrakkal Mandapam at Mudubidre, and again here in many number of places like Tiruvannamalai, then your Madurai, many places, real 1000 pillars are there called. Right from the Nalukkala Mandapam, 4 pillared to 32 pillar, 16 pillar, then 100 pillar, 1000 pillar, yes, what not? Is it not really the personality of temple architecture of the Vijayanagara period? Yes, let us understand the journey in the form of expanding, enlarging, encasing, everything on space, that is ground plan from Garbhagriha, Ardha Mandapa, Antarala, Mukha Mandapa, Maha Mandapa, Sabha Mandapa, Nutya Mandapa, Sopana Mandapa, Nandi Mandapa, Dvajastamba, Balipita, Vahana Mandapa, Pratima Mandapa, Dvaja Mandapa, Gopura, Prakara Mandapa. Inside Prakara Mandapa is known as Tirusuttu Maligai. Like that, what happened? Many number of mandapa structures inside, alongside, and individual mandapas were also there. Like that, Parveta Mandapa is there. When God goes for hunting, there is a mandapa for him to be comfortably sitting after the hunting is over. That is Parveta Mandapa. All these have come for the first time during the Vijayanagara times because of the agamic prescriptions. And what are the agamas available by that time? Many agamas are there, Saiva agamas and Sakta agamas. But for the Vijayanagara period, what we come to know is 2 types of Vaishnava agamas, that is Marichi Prokta Vimanarchana Kalpam. Marichi Purokta Vimanarchana Kalpam. Then on the other side, Vaikhanasa and Pancharatra, for Pancharatra, they have scrupulously followed Sri Padma Samhita. These are 2 just difference like CPI, CPIM. A little bit of difference. But they don't agree with each other. But Bhadrachalam, they scrupulously follow what Sri Padma says. At Tirupati, only Vaikhanasa. Henceforth, Senajiyar, who belongs to that Pancharatra Agama, was never given straight away. Mahamandapa Dwara Pravesha was declined to him. Like that, there are little bit of differences that is there in these things. Now, let us come to all these things and many number of pillars. Do you know 18 types of pillars are there? Chandrakantar, like that, as far as texts are concerned, there are many number of pillars are there. Yes. Now, I would like to really to begin with the beginnings of the temples. We have for the first time in Andhra Pradesh, 1348 May, there is a temple which refers to Harihara, the first at Pattikonda, where Asokan inscriptions are there. Next to that Asokan inscriptions, there is a place, Atakalagundu. There, the earliest temple of the Vijayanagara period is seen in Andhra Pradesh. Similarly, we also have many more. But Vidyasankara Swami temple, which was consecrated by sage Vidyaranya to God, what to call, yes, is made here. But here what happens is the plan is totally different. It is elliptical. We all know that Nagara Dravida Vesara. Nagara is Janma, the Stupi Paryantam, Yogasram, Nagaram Bhavet. If the temple right from the plinth to the finial is on square on plan, it is a Nagara. We have many Nagara temples all around. Then Vesara. Vrutta Griva Siropetam Vesaram Harmemiritam. Vrutta Grivam. Grivam means Kantha. Siras. Both the Gala and the Sera, the top portions are round. It is known as Vesara. Vaswasiram Dravidam Bhavet. Entire Tamil Nadu, Dravida is so familiar, and in Karnataka also, many number of Dravida elements are seen, but they call it as Karnataka Dravida. And here also Brahmi, Tamil Brahmi. Long ago Airavatam Karve has told. Similarly, some regional affiliations were there, are there. Here also what happened is Ayatasra. In Vesara, Vesara is circular or elliptical. or ayatasra, we call it in Sanskrit. It is that you see, it is actually on either ends, it is semicircular, but is connected with a common mandapa. Inside it has own protocol of Garbhagriha, Ardhamandapa, Mahamandapa, and outside you see what a beautiful decoration all around. And on the top of the Shikhar also it is circular until the top. Then on to the front side there is a projection called Sukanasi. For the first time Sukanasi continued here. You can also see in I think Hemakota temple in Hampi, one more temple in Tamil Nadu also, but limited. After that Sukanasa concept is they don't want to continue, because almost all the styles of the temples are ascribed to the dynastic affiliations, that this is Pallava style. They don't want to continue. Yes, take for example DMK and Anna DMK. Both the manifestos are totally different. They don't want to continue. They don't want to see the signature of the former dynasty, so that they will have their own mark which is in the present during their rule. Henceforth, that is the dynastic style. Same is the case with Vijayanagara. They want to have their own signature, not the earlier signature. Similarly, you see such a beautiful temple, even aerial view nowadays with the technology we got now. Please go back during that time, how the site was selected. There was a criteria, then stone was procured, then dressed, assembled, erected. Finally, they gave us like how we get a wonderful piece of camera or an electronic gadget from supermarket. It is readily made available by what we call the great sthapatis. Next. You can see some people say that, yes, I should also agree, everybody has to agree that it really bears a little bit of traditions and traits of the Hoysalas of Dwarasamudra. Yes, because the area was under their sway, henceforth the sculptors were also trained. Immediately we cannot change, slow. It takes that transition period and they move to the next phase. It takes at least 2 decades, like that. Next one. Sorry, sir. Oh, I have only to do. Sorry. We were. I belong to dependent community. Yes, this is actually the wall portion. Yes, here we can feel. You see, all these things now within the small arches decorated with lata patra. We see at Hampi. At Belur, Halebeedu, what not, Hoysalas, they are excels, The most beautiful sculptures that we come across in the whole of the world, the plastic art is only at Halebeedu, only at Belur, only at Somanadpur, Javagal, many temples are there, Similarly, they have continuously, but they are not short built, they are slender. This slenderness is what we call the style or nature of Vijayanagara period. Yes, again, they continued. If we look up to the roof level, it occurs to our mind, yes, these are the old ones. But they are old ones, as we come across at Badami, Aihole, Patadkal and Kanchi, other places. It looks like that, but there is close different, like the twins. Twins look alike, but there is difference to 1 and 2, Lava and Kusha. Similarly, same is the case with this also. You see, this is actually Someswara temple Kolar. This was typically built in mid 14th century AD. By the time they are actually in the making, during the making also, they can see, as if my wife is cooking, but I cannot wait until all the chapatis are made. In between I go and take, that much fastness occurred, while in the beginning of the Vijayanagara period, they want to make their own style. Yes, inside. Yes, real signatures have begun even mid 14th century AD. That Pushpa Bodhikai. We call, this is again the signature of the Vijayanagara period. And again, main pillar at Mola Stambha and Stambika. That is what we call Mola Stambha and Balapada Stambha. We call in Silpa Sastras. I don't want to go into Zorgan because it confuses people. Yes, you can see. And again, pillars raised or erected on elevated platforms. This is the same is the case with our columnade pillar corridors of Rameswaram, Madurai, then Sidambaram, everywhere you go, it has its own beginning there. So from there onwards what happened was, it continued. Yes, and again, This is, as we look at what happens for that Trikuta style, Trikutachala they call, na, 3 temples, 1 at the center, 2 on either side, connected with a common Ranga Mandapa or Navaranga Mandapa or Mahamandapa. And again what happens is there will be an approach from either one side or 3 sides. We have got different things, but here what happens is it really looks like an element of the Kalyani Chalukyas or Kakatiyas or Kanduru Cholas or many other elements prior to that, very well in advance. But the same trait has continued on Hemakota Hill. This is one such example. But as far as the pillars are concerned, there also we can notice the elements of the Rashtrakutas, elements of the Kalyani Chalukyas up to this point of time only. After that, they have totally deviated. Yes, you come to Virupaksha temple. Oh, totally different manifestation of the Vijayanagara period. It is typical, not only in its arrangement, spatial organization, but the tall grandeur nature of the Gopura. You can see, now look at it. What a wonderful, gigantic, this thing so far. We do not have that much height Gopuras in everywhere. Even the selection of the site that I am not going to tell. And yes, these are some of the things that we come across here. What means is that, yes, earlier they have selected, ma'am, thanks to ma'am, Sitra ma'am, I just asked because of my busy schedule there, I couldn't find time even to make presentation. Then I requested ma'am, kindly guide me like a teacher that how I should go. Give me 5 bullet points. She gave me, thanks to her. Publicly, I am acknowledging my sincere thanks. Yes, she said that, yes, shift from the material, shift from the style, stylistic grounds, decoration. 5 points she has given me, and again, our one more sir is there, Karan Khan Chaudhary professor, he has also given some inputs. Why more? I am also informed, but in a quicker pace we have to do now, like a fast food. Like that I made it. And this is, you can notice that they have selected granite. They have also selected what to call the dolerite, black basalt, what to call. Yes, earlier it was there quite common. After that discontinued. This is only one of such example where we find Hajararama temple at Hampi. And you can see the ceilings, etc., decorations. And Hajararama temple, this was old, some 50 years photograph. Why I bought was love story of 1942 was the real love story. Now that love story unreliable became. Similarly, this is what a beautiful picture that we could catch thanks to the original, the man who has taken. Now, what we can see is, yes, we can observe. I will tell you even little bigger. This is actually. Yes. Sorry, where is it? Now, I think from there I will tell you. Yes, you see the bottom, the very first course. I am not going into all the details hereafter. The very first course is Upapita. Next is Adhisthana. Next is Padavarga. Next is the roof portion is Kodungai, or what we call is Kapota. They are so clearly delineated with Kota Costa Lakshanas on the walls. Even at the bottom, can you notice that in Upapita, there is a new element introduced, what we call is Silpinam Yukti Bhukti Macharet. He should also have that innovative skill in his mind while he delineates the drawing before it gets into the real shape. It has to get approval of the master, and then he will also look at it. Oh, it has come like this. I have to please my master. Then it should also be nowhere else by that time. So the introduced new things, innovations by that time is that a Kumuna is introduced in Upapita. Then after that is Adhisthana. That Adhisthana is not simple Padabandha, not Pratibandha. There are 19 varieties of Adhishthanas there. They have experimented all. But the most favored Adhisthana that Vijayanagara architects have chosen is Pushpa Pushkala. Number of what we call Saima Recta, Saima Reversa, like that they have 10. Even on the wall portion, very simple pilasters. We call it as pilasters. Very simple. relief in nature. In between there is a costa, and within the costa you have got Kumbha Panjara. Kumbha Panjara was not new for these people, it was initiated by Solas. But here what happened, they have given a clear definition for that with foliages on the either side of the picture, and on the top Vattakal Panjaram, Rettakal Panjaram. Tamil, our gurus are all Tamilians. Books were also given in Tamil. I know little bit of Tamil to write, read and translate only little bit only. So these are the new things that we come across in Vijayanagara period. This is Hajara Rama temple at Hampi. And then at the same time huge prakaras were built. Earlier were also prakaras. Prakaram Rakshardham Sobhanardhancha Prakaram Parikalpayet. You have to construct, it is a must. Why? Rakshardham Sobhanardham. It really adds beauty to the temple structure. Then it also assures safety, security for the inmates as well as the property of the temple itself. It will also uphold the purity, that pavitrata of the temple itself. And these people have for the first time built a very big, huge compound wall. And that compound was not like any bare wall. No. The entire wall was divided into various layers, and each and every layer has got various friezes. Those friezes became a veritable museum for the visitors, so that they come, visit, take a parikram, they come to know all the scriptures, Ramayana, Mahabharata, Bhagavata, other Puranas, etc. Because we do not have these many number of books during those days. When you go there only, the knowledge will be disseminated while you go there. For the first time they made beautiful things. The same is the case with Srisailam Prakara. Same is the case with a temple at Sivaram. Entire temple all around is carved with Ramayana panels. Same is the case with what we call Korukonda in Rajamandri. I saw they have set an example, and the example was followed by other people in other areas. At the same time, you can also see that the front mandapa, that is called Mukha Mandapa we call, and Mukha Mandapa, on the top we have got that hara. Hara is the decoration part on the top of the roof. That is Salagara, some people call it hara portion, we call it. There is a decor which really adds beauty. Like that, how we will have that Taranga Kesa. What is Taranga Kesa? Kesa is two varieties. One is just like any other hair on the head. But Taranga Kesa is that curly hair which falls when the wind blows. People will attract to that. Similarly, they also want to add some more decor to it. Earlier we have got incipient haras, but here a clear-cut full definition of the hara, it began during the Vijayanagara period. Yes, here this is Pattavirama temple. A spacious temple started to be built because they want to express their dedication towards the religion. The rich resources are there, and even sculptures are available. Can you notice that the temple in the back side, then there is also a parikrama inside, then after that is Mahamandapa, closed Mahamandapa is there. Mahamandapa on either side you have got porches which allow inside with doors, and in the front, like pravachanas, like any other rituals and festivals, you see an open mandapa which allows to congregate. This is a facility that is added. Facilities are added by structures itself. And Kodungai, so far you do not have that carnice of this nature. This is again, we call it as Gopana, as if a cow is taking water, drinking water at a stream. Gopana. Similarly, that the names are also so interesting in Silpa Shastras. Yes, here also you can see the Sikharas were what we call is circular, square, elliptical we have told. Here you can notice rectangular Vimana. That Vimana is that what we call is we call it as Sri. Yes, on the top it is Sala type of Sikhara is there. Earlier you can see it is Dravida, that is Vesara, and this is actually Sala category. All the categories, they have made experiments, all the available experiments they have gained, and Hampi became what we call a laboratory for the sculptors of the Vijayanagara period, not only on basements, on foundations, on expansion of the temple structure, but even on the elevations. decorations, what not, everything. So it was a laboratory for all of them. Yes, here simple structures were also there. That Kadalekal Ganesha temple is, you can notice everywhere in the villages we see incipient small temples. There were small, there were big at one place. So this what I mean to say is the pillars are so slender. This became so popular. These pillars erected on Adhisthana. Sometimes pillars are also from the floor level, what we can see in succeeding slides. Yes, this is Chandrasekhara temple, built in around early part of the 15th century, but it has taken its own thing, no decoration on the walls, etc. But gopuras are also incipient. As we have seen what we call earlier Virupaksha temple, that gopura was built in a later phase. You please notice that it is exactly a 3-storied gopura. We cannot call it as Raja Gopura. We have got the earliest incipient gopura at Kailasanada Swami temple at Kanchi. Again you have got at Chota Kailas in Ellora also you have got the same thing, small one, but here also again it is going to develop. Yes, altogether a new different architecture. Why? Because of the local affiliation and continuity of the tradition in that particular geography, and the geology and ecology only dictate the shapes of any structure. If you go to Kerala, Manushyalaya Chandrika is there for giving directions how to construct a house and apportioning of the house, Manushyalaya Chandrika. But if you come here, there are totally different rules. You will have your, it faces Veshna. Here we face this thing, Agneyaryam Pakasalam, Yam Yevai Bhojanalayam, Tat Pachame Sainagraham. Like that, we have got dictations for apportioning of a house. Similarly, we also have got this thing. You can see, it really looks like as if we show to the people, people won't believe that it belongs to Vijayanagara, but it was built by Vijayanagara period only in 15th century. This is known as what we call Chandranatha temple, a Jain temple. This is one more interesting thing is that they followed syncretism in religious practices. Yes, within my house, I am a Buddhist, my wife is a Saivite, my daughter is a Vaishnavite, like that. Now, yes, let that syncretism continues. Vijayanagara rulers were so cosmopolitan in their nature, they encouraged Jainism also. It was built by that time. So beautiful, if you go inside, you will really wonder the lathe turned pillars of the Hoysala period and Kalyani Chalukyan period have again their presence in Chandranatha temple at these things. You see the ceilings. We don't find in South India. What happens is some of the what we call currents of the northern Indian, central Indian, they also have gone, and that sloped roof, not new for us. Way back in Badami Chalukyas, you also have that sloped roof all around for the Pradakshina Pada, Sandhara, Nirandhara category. But here you can see very elevated pillars. Those elevated pillars gave way for delineating a new form during the Vijayanagara period, that what we call is anuvatic call. What is that anuvatic call? It is a new thing. All of a sudden there will be bigger one, and followed by some subsidiary small pillarets, and it has its own pillar capital, not one. It is very difficult even to draw for us, I copy. Like that, it gave an idea for further development. This is Selvanarayana temple, Melkote. Most of the people, I really feel sorry I didn't go even till today, but I am planning to visit it in next month. One has to see Selvanarayana temple for its beautiful architectural plans. You can see this is known as the Kalyani. What is Kalyani? Kalyani means not Kalyani biryani. It is Kalyani is actually a temple tank, a Pushkarini, so beautifully laid out. This is a must for what we call Brahmotsavam. So there are prescriptions to fulfill that one. There are varieties of structures with different plans and elevations. So I request you to kindly visit. This was also built in 15th century only, not waited until Krishnadevaraya comes. Yes, within the temple you can also see beautiful decorations nowhere else we found by that time. But slowly what happens is we can come to a conclusion that Vijayanagara architecture is assuming its own form to its full extent. The journey again take a new leap at Selvanarayana temple, Melkote. Next, this is again that Panchakalyani tank and the haras on the top. This is very popular. If you go to Andhra, that Penugonda, then Madakasira, Ratnagiri, etc., the later phase by 16th century, we come across the same hara topped by a miniature Sekara. This is very interesting. Next one is that why I am showing this is I am now finishing at Hampi. Hampi, yes, new currents have come forward. They were open even for the new architectural styles. They just welcomed it, and henceforth this was known as the Lotus Mahal and the Elephant Stable, which imbibes the Islamic architecture, which was so popular and prevalent in the neighboring country of the Bahmani dynasties. So far as our Shankar Narayan ji has told about Bahmanis, the same style these people have taken, but they never took as it is. These people have also added their own ingredients into expression. You can feel the Shekaras Vijayanagara, the domes and arches are of Bahmanis. This is a mixer. Yes, the Mahanavami Dibba, again, there was a superstructure on it. What happens is, this is for a secular purpose. The king and queen and all the retinue or the royal harem, people will sit on it to observe, to enjoy what is happening. And for like, it acted as a gallery, and it acted as what we call a stadium. It acted as what we call a viewing place for the kings or royalty when some festival activities are going on. And this is Mahanavami Dibba, and Nunes has given a whole lot of description what was happening around. This is again Tanjavur temple. Why I am showing Tanjavur temple is that we all know that the Rajarajeswaram are the great three living Chola temples. Rajarajeswaram are the Burhadiswara temple, that was built by Rajaraja the first, followed by the Amman shrine was built during the Vijayanagara times. So what I mean to say is, as far as in Karnataka, in Andhra Pradesh, they have built their own temples, but in Tamil Nadu they do not have a chance, because no village is left without any temple, no township is left without any temple, no marketplace is left without any temple. Already there are temples. What they could do is, they can add a little bit. Yes, like that what they did was, they added Amman shrines, they added Nandi Mandapas, they added furthermore Tiruchutti Malikas, they added one more prakara to it. So yes, they also contributed for what to call the expansion of the temple architecture in Tamil Nadu. You can clearly see what has been seen in Ramachandra temple at Hampina, the same architecture, the same style. Everything we have got that style sheet. Housing board will have LIG, MIG, Waker section. They have a type design. The type design will be prevailing throughout Tamil Nadu. Similarly. Next one is that, yes, going to there, but the picture is not that much good, but if you want to see the whole personality or the what we call the Vishwaroop of Vijayanagara architecture, you can feel, find, touch and engross with it is at the Vijayanagara temple, the Vithala temple at Vijayanagara. Hampi Vijayanagara. It was not really built by Krishnadevaraya. There was, Vithala temple was there by his time, but he has added many things, and you can see what not. And this is that chariot. Simply it was not chariot, it is actually a Vahana Mandapa, a Mandapa meant exclusively for the Vahana of the Vithala, that is Garuda. Garuda Alkariye, this is a Garuda Mandapa, but it also has superstructure that was fallen down. It was there up to 1904, and due to vagaries of time it has fallen down. And here we are going to see in the next slide that you have got those musical pillars for the first time introduced here, which really travel to all portions of Tamil Nadu. We have got in Ahobalam, you have got in Chidambaram, you have got in Madurai, you have got in Tiruvannamalai. Wherever you go, even Tirupati, those musical pillars are very much popular, widely prevalent throughout the domain of the Vijayanagara Empire, which has got its own beginning at the Vithala temple, Hampi. Yes, you can see now. Yeah, that is the volume of the volume that it was rendered by the sculptors of each and every pillarette, sometimes 1 to 8, sometimes 1 to 14 also. 14 pillars were also there. If you take a chisel and hit it, it really emanates sound like Sari, Gama, Padani, that Belhari Raga will emanate. Why? Is that musical volumes only, na? That is the thing. So beautifully done. And I would also like to say, the Carnage part is also, you see how take care that these people have taken that the rainwater should not fall on the very structure of the temple. It has to fall beyond the plinth, so that there will not be any structural instability during the rainy season. That is the engineering skill and talent of the sculptors or Sotadharis of the Vijayanagara period, that they have taken every care. This is that the thing. And if you go to Madurai, the additions, what I mean to say is that Madurai was again not the original initiated by Vijayanagaras, it was the Pandyan. They have given what they wanted to give, but these people have added their own structures. If you look at the complex, it was so zigzag. They have never followed. What happens is, if I come to power, I want a temple, my visit, to commemorate my visit, the local people will automatically raise a temple in my name. It will be called as, for example, Stalineswara Alayam, automatically. So, similarly, many of the temples were added, but they never followed any Y angle. There shall not be na. Vastupada Vinyasa should be at 90 degrees only. Managatikam, Rogavardakam, Manahinam, Dhanasanyanasanam, Pramanadika Hinancha, Drusta Falavenasanam. Like that, there are traffic rules which we should not deviate, the sculptors, but they have deviated because to please the master. Here, yes. If we come to Madurai, no, not one day, not in a quick visit, we should stay there for at least a fortnight, for 15 days. Each and every present has to be clearly consumed. We have to consume the beatitude of the plan and elevation, Talachanda and Vardhachanda we call. You see, what a beautiful structure it is. Can we give? Can we create now? Yes, we can create now. Where are the people to give money? I am ready to take up huge projects. Now certain projects are coming up. But what happens is, there is no clear definition. There is no clarity in the architecture that nowadays we are taking up by name of master projects at various places. But here, you see, there is one saying that architecture is frozen music. Is it not frozen music? What happens is, if I go for bathing, I will simply on the tune of a radio, keep here and go for taking bath inside. All of a sudden my wife comes, and since he is not there, she stops it. I will also stop inside without taking break. So what is happening? So that say has come that architecture is frozen music. Oh, what a beautiful expression it is. Yes, you see that Madurai Meenakshi temple. No. We cannot even estimate how these people have constructed. Even when there are no scientific operators like theodolite and dumpy level, etc., they have got their own indigenous techniques and technology. That, yes, thanks to the Silpins of yesteryear. Srivilliputur, this is the tallest of the South Indian Gopuras. Even 205 feet is Govindaraja temple, which was Govindaraja temple Gopura, which was built by Matli Ananta Bhupala in 17th century AD. But what happens is, it is still taller than that. Yes, the corridors which were added. Again, what happens is, as I told earlier, the corridors of with simple pillars was the concept of the Vijayanagaras, which was again taken and elaborated. They have gone to their own extent during the Nayaka period. Yes, we can notice here. You can even simply now drive a car within the corridors and come back so safely, comfortably out with your own car, driving yourself without any guidance from traffic police. Such is the what we call skillful planning of our architects. This is again Madurai, and this is the Nayaka period, Tirumala Nayaka Mandapa, etc. are there. Over a period of time, what happened was, extensions will be there, even Varna Sankalana. It is not that much easy. Sapatinam Stapanarhatya Sarvasastra Visharadaha Na Hinango Atiriktango Dharmikastu Dayaparaha Ganitagnaha Puranagnaha Vastu Vidyabdaparagan. He should be knowing each and every discipline of what we call the Indology, including mathematics, geology, drawing, architecture, and what we call color combination, Varna, Samshaya, Varna Lepana, Varna Misra, etc. also. That all is known throughout these things, and these are some of the repetitions, and I can say, yes, these are. Can we do it? estimate में कितना होता बोल के पूछते वो मारवाड़ी लोग. Yes, we can say that this cost nearly, each one cost not less than 1 crore now. 1 crore, yes, because cost of the stone, it has to be done. Again, toll gates, then taxes, central GST and local GST. Finally, lansam கொடுக்கணும் அந்த காவல்காரங்களுக்கு. அப்புறம் என்ன ஆச்சு, இங்க இடத்துக்கு வர்றதுக்கு 100 rupees will become 500 rupees. And this we will add at the end, that unforeseen items provision. Like that, can you notice that? Yes, what a wonderful thing. They need to select a huge stone, draw first on the top part, then this side, that side, back side, on all the 4 sides, and bottom, top, etc. Like that, you see, then nowadays also we can do, but thanks to the Vijayanagara and Nayaka periods. Yes, here also you have exhumed a new architecture at Chidambaram. It is a wonderful thing. Nowhere in entire world context that you will have that much philosophical explanation through a place where there is a place, there is no place. What a wonderful expression in Chidambaram. Yes, please, I visited it, and particularly where I was anchored for myself was on the northern Gopuram, where I could get that 108 Natya Karanas for the first time. We have 81 Karanas in Tanjore temple. 108 Karanas are there at these things, and there Krishnadevaraya's image is there. There, very interestingly, 2 sculptors' names are also there. One is that Karanachari, another is his father, I forgot his name. 2 sculptors' names, 2 sculptors' images, then the scale that they have used alongside of Krishnadevaraya are available. This is what we call, for the young research, a valuable, interesting thing. And here also you can see now, beautiful sculpture, pressings came out. In the beginning only Garbhalaya, Ardhamandapa, Mahamandapa and the main temple only. After that second prakara. After that outside prakaras. After that additional mandapas. Over a period of time, we come. And this is actually that Chidambaram from the top view. Yes, this is again that what we call Kushkarini, and we call all around is that Tiruchuti Malgai. This is also a vintage photograph. What a beautiful photograph. Nowadays you cannot get that much. Now it will be infested with all occupations, etc. nowadays. Then yes, all those Natyakaranas are there. Where shall we go? If you refer books on Natya Shastra, but we have clearly go and these are for the demonstration to continue our traditions. Next is that Varadaraja Perumal temple, Kanchi. Again, thanks to Krishnadevaraya, and who has built, added many number of structures, and the Nalukala Mandapam, we call it as 4-pillared Mandapa. Most of the pillars are square in size at the bottom, but on the top, as it proceeds up, it becomes circular or fluted. This is totally different. Wonderful to such an extent. Even on the top also you have got 2-storied structure. Yes, again inside you see that the skill of the sculptors, there will be competition within the personality, like we will have competition within the team. You can see that the stone changes from one, not it is added, not it is welded. You see what a technology, how much stone you need, and it should be successfully accomplished. Very interesting. And central pedestals are also introduced, and chariot type of structures were also introduced within the temple complexes, where we have got for the first time, not in Vithala temple, but we have got at Simhachalam also. We have got, this is what we call somewhere the imitations of Konark temple. No. Everywhere what happens is these people have their own ideas. No need to copy from Kalinga area for the Vijayanagara people. They have their things at Somapalam, and our Tadipatri madam has visited Tadipatri. Pennahobilam, even we don't care it to go. She has gone, taken lot of difficult these routes, treks, and went and see that Pennahobilam. And these are some of the things that we come across. And this is a typical what we call Sabha Mandapas, most of the Vijayanagara temple, whether you go to Mangalgiri, whether you go to Udaygiri, you go to Nellore Molasthana temple, wherever you go, Tirupati, Tiruchanur, Nagalapuram, Narayanavaram, wherever you go, Kalahasti, everywhere you find the same type design with its own beauty. Yes. At Tadipatri was again built by not the main royalty, by their subordinates, Pemasani Timmanaidu, Pemasani Ramalinganaidu, they are a chief family, but they have raised a huge gopura, altogether different. They wanted to go deviate from the main style of the gopuras of the gopura, but they added rich decoration onto the walls. Can you see at the central place, no need for such decoration, but he has gone to full extent of these things, and he invited king and showed and got the thing. This is not Ganga and Yamuna on either side, because the Vahanas are not different. It is what we call Sura Sundaris or Latapatra Sundari, we call it, and from the bottom up to the top of the lintel there will be creepers with rich decorations of creative motifs. And this is Ahobilam. Yes, what else I say? The same thing continued. Yes, these are what we call the musical pillars at Ahobilam. Many number of pillars are there. All around people will go. Simply they go, close their eyes and naam jap karke chale jate bahar, prasad leke. Aisa nahi. If you go there, do have a good, comfortable darshan. Pay your respects, tributes to the God. Whatever you want to give, drop in the hundi. When I am going to drop, my wife will, she will pull my hand back. Not now, baad mein dekhenge bolke. Aisa nahi. You finish that one, then go around the temple, observe, enjoy. Can we do it? We cannot do. And we should also have that much bent of mind to appreciate other skills. Na? This is the best example. Next is that corridors within Lepakshi. Lepakshi is a wonderful monument which was built between 1531 to 33. There is a long story, a wonderful story that I am not going to tell. And what is its unique USP? That USP is that the paintings on the top, as well as the two prakaras are there. Within the prakaras we have many number of things. And here we come across a new type of mandapa called, there is a Shanivara Mandapa. Those Vara Mandapas are there everywhere. But here, Lata Mandapa is there. So beautifully, those pillars are decorated with all creepers only. That Nagalinga is also again a unique one. And you come across this part that is left unfinished because that man was punished. He has used, misappropriate the government funds. He comes to know that he is going to be punished. Why should I give opportunity? I am admitting mistake. I admit my mistake, and he wanted to punish himself and plucked his eyes and thrown on the wall. That is Lepakshi. The name has come. That is a local legend. This is that Urvasi. But beautiful. Oh, Urvasi, ek song hai na? Prabhudeva might have got inspired looking at this beautiful, wonderful, rare, no other of its kind, such a sculpture. It is from Lepakshi. Yes. Vijayanagara period is known for these colossal sculptures. Earlier, we do not have. Even the royal personages, everywhere you go during the Nayaka period, at every structure they have erected, you can see there this thing. But Vijayanagara kings, including Krishna Devaraya, Achyuta Devaraya, Sadasivaraya, their images are subtle, very simple. But these are Nayakas are life size. Yes, this is again when compared to the Chamundi hill, but this is so beautiful what we come across, and the scale model of this Nandi is inside our Srisailam temple as it is, but in lesser dimension. Yes, this is the biggest mural so far as Veerabhadra is concerned, that is on the ceiling of the Veerabhadra temple at Lepakshi, thanks to the Vijayanagara artist, as I said earlier, Sarvashastra Visharadaha, that clearly testifies their talent. You can also see whole lot of things are there. As I said earlier, Prakaras studied with, this is 1533, there is a copper plate. The local chiefs have built it, but this is typical in following of your Hajara Rama temple, which was decorated, the compound wall was decorated, same thing. And here Kalahasti, and Sir has written a wonderful book on Kalahasti that our professor Karan Khan Saudriji, many people have worked on it, but it has a 1,000 years of history. It began 9th century में first temple built, continues during the Tondai Mandalam, Tondai Naduna. That is very important. And during the Vijayanagara period, separate shrines were started to be built for Alvars, Pandidar Alvars, and 63 Nayanmars. This is the best example, one of the Jyotirlingas, Srikalhasti. Yes, this is what I mean to say is Vijayanagara people have added it, and Krishnadevaraya built a temple in 1516 that really developed cracks due to other reasons, and now totally fallen down, and a new temple has, new Gopura has come there. Again, the same corridor what we come across in other areas, you can see at Rameswaram. Though Rameswaram temple was there earlier, but during the Nayaka's time, it was taken this shape, and you can see all around those beautiful pillars decorated with animals, maidens, and royal personalities, divine, everything. This is again that old Rameswaram corridor ka picture hai. Baad mein kya kare? Very small, I think some 10 years ago, they just painted all around, which lost its antiquity, and I shed tears on looking at. I visited twice, and the first time it was very nice, and second time they have painted. We have to sensitize the HR and CE department here also. Kindly, sir, THT has to shoot a letter to the Commissioner Endowments. My dear sir, we appreciate your commitment. Simply, after that, our request is, please don't allow your officers to coat colors, chemical colors, which really spoil the beauty of the precincts. This is Tiruvannamalai. Bah, what a wonderful thing. Where are we get such temple cities in other parts of the country? Where? Nowhere. So, please visit each and every temple town and city of Tamil Nadu. That should be our motto. Yes, this is again Kanchipuram, as I think repeated. Kanchipuram temple, Gopura, and all those things were built by during the this period only. These are, what I mean to say is, pillars were erected not on the platforms or the raised platforms, but right from the floor. Jagata, two types of pillars are there. Because again Kumbha Panjara pillar. Kumbha Panjara pillar was as early as Chola period, but these people have taken a new decoration to it so beautifully, and which began at Hajararam temple, and if you go to other areas, they are so beautiful, full round shape, but some vertical place. On the top you have got Sala, on the top you will have only sometimes that Nasi Kudu, etc. Like that. And here Deepa Stambhas, another innovation of the Vijayanagara period. We cannot call another innovation, but there is a tradition during the Kakatiyas, and even earlier also in Telangana, we have got Deepa Stambhas. These Deepa Stambhas contemporarily Jains erect as Manastambhas. Similarly, we have got these things at many places. This is from Vitala temple, Hampi. And again, I want to tell you, this is from Somapalam. This got inspiration from your Hampi. Earlier we have seen similar artistic dexterity for the central mandapa at Hampi. But over a period of time, after 70 years, Somapalam temple was built very close to your Rishi Valley. You see such a beautiful pillars. Same is the case with our Govindaraja Swami temple. On the right side, Pardaswaradi's temple will be there. To its right side, there is a Kalyan Mandapa, so beautifully done like this. Please visit it. We simply straight away go and come back. It is not that. Kindly spend some time whenever you are there. Yes, Toranas, Torana architecture. Go back to your Sanchi. From Sanchi, it has its own journeys in Buddhist. That is a peculiar thing. But in Hindu temples, the Toranas are there, but they are very little. In Kalyani Chalkan period also we have got in many areas, but in these are very simple. As ma'am has said, during Harihara period it has come at that balance, at King's balance at Hampi, and you can see Chitradurga fort में two types of Toranas are there, and there is one Torana at Thadpatri in Andhra Pradesh, but they are very simple. One more is there in Maddur in Telangana, but they are very simple, no that much decoration, but it is what we call to fulfill the these things. And in the center, this is very interesting to see, nowhere at no point of time that Nizamabad district was under the rule of the Vijayanagara kings, nowhere. It was for some time under the rule of the Gajapatis. But how come the Vijayanagara temple itself and architecture is typical Because migration of the sculptors, they were available, they wanted to have a project, and who are there? People who are there, and ask them to come. These might have gone from either Hampi or from what we call Penugonda. You can look at the Torna totally different with typical Vijayanagara arch. Yes, this I wanted to show you. Before 1904 the photograph was taken, 1868 some people say, but on the top this was fallen down due to what we call these things. And yes, these are musical pillars at Hampi and at many places, and at other places what happens is even Vyaghrapada Stamba is there, Lyali Pada is there, Aswaruda Pada is there, varieties of things, Gajavyali, Gajakesari motifs are there. So these are some of the things that during the last phase of Vijayanagara we come across. No inch is left uncarved. This is climax of its expression. Even to draw, Kalki बोल के एक small magazine आता था, उसमें Silpi, there was an artist called Silpi. He used to draw that Kalki magazine में, Kumudam or Kalki I think. Kalki, what a wonderful sketches that man uses every. I use, though by that time I was not reading Tamil, but I want to pick it up from the railway station just for his sketches. Such a beautiful. This was also sketched by him. You see, as if there is a gallery. That entire gallery is with this thing. What a difficult. From their workshop mein tayar hona, from it has to be shifted so carefully without getting any damage even at any part of this thing. Then only it has to be erected. You see, right from the bottom till to the top on all sides, it is decorated. Is it possible? No, I think it is not possible to do like this. We can imitate. I cannot dance like Prabhudeva. I can imitate Prabhudeva. Or otherwise I will be in orthopedic hospital by the next moment. Yes, you see, again, this is a composite pillar. No name in Silpa Sastras, because the last Silpa Sastra was Sri Kumara Silparatna, that was 16th century. These were post 16th century, so that Anivertical or Misrama Sambhas were never mentioned in Silpa Sastras, and these become indispensable source material for the students of whether traditional architecture or modern architecture. You have definitely to visit all the places, look at it, and keep side by side varieties of sculptures. Then you come to know what is the creative genius of the South Indian sculptor. And yes, you see the horse, as it is horse, uska kaisa rehta bole to, as if it is in action. It is about to just gallop and push the enemy opposite side. Like that, it was charged with that one. People were also like that, they want to drive away the enemies. Similarly, their animals are also wanted, they trained like that. Aswa Lakshana Sangraha is there, there is a wonderful book. And again, the same thing in different poses. Yes, can you notice? Not just the same thing that they want to continue, but there should be some creativity. That man has gone in a new thing, etc. So, within this short span of time, I can't do justice. Kindly, my sincere apologies that I couldn't give the whole taste of the Vijayana architecture rather than presenting gist of it. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Sivanagi Reddy. When you think of the Vijayanagara temples and sculptures, what is the one word that comes to your mind? Describe this in one word. Grand, innovative, decorative, splendor, expansive, explicit, exquisite. Yeah. I think it's just they hit you with so many temples. One is just the number of temples, the profusion, and also the magnificence, the largeness of this. It really comes out. The magnificence of it really comes out, and I think that was certainly reflected in the presentation that Dr. Sivanagi Reddy made. So,
thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. On behalf of Tamil Heritage Trust, I request Shri T.S. Subramaniam to come forward and honor Dr. Sivanagi Reddy.
So, Actually, vote of thanks is for me, note of thanks is to my wife.
What a scintillating lecture from you, sir. For a long time I have been admiring you and respecting you. Multi-sided scholar on Buddhism in Andhra Pradesh, also rock art. Chandramouli of Kacheri University raised you to the sky. My student Venkatramana Rao was deputy chief reporter in Vijayawada.
Thank you.
How highly assessed. Was my student in Rishi Valley. Very nice. What a great scholar you are, sir. It's a privilege that you have
No, no, I don't accept that I am great, but Tamil Nadu has #1 rated scholar. Thank you.
And I really cherish how you praised Mr. Ganpati Sabadigal, and also the way you admired our Professor Swaminathan last time when you gave a lecture in Tamil Heritage Trust on Buddhist sites in Andhra Pradesh.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Honor and privilege to
Thank you. Thank you.
for you and
Thank you very much, Shri Subramaniam. We will now break for lunch. Lunch is available outside. You can purchase lunch. It is at the entrance. And we will meet in about 45 minutes from now. Thank you. Time is around 1:35. We will meet at around 2:10